Boom, look at all these people popping on. Wowzers. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
What's up?
What's cracking?
I know I'm most of the way through my day.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Josh's sister-in-law.
Okay. Uh, I was putting the last name together. I saw you message me yesterday.
Okay, yeah, and I actually we were running a few minutes behind because it was 10:02, but it's fine. It's okay. I'm sorry.
You're fine. See, wow, we've already got 2 pages of people in here. I love it.
You see Mark
I
dropping in?
love it.
Hashtag live.
Does that work on Zoom?
Hi, Nate.
Hello, top of the morning,
Folks
evening,
kind
depending
of
on
just
where you guys are at.
straggling
Hope you
in,
guys are having
so
a
we're not going to get the party started too quickly. I'm new to this. I just want to listen in and see what it's all about. Thank you for having me. Right on, Jenny. We got lots of folks on. We've surpassed 40 right now so far. What's up, John? What we're gonna do today is it's gonna be helpful for brand new beginners as well as folks that have been moving and grooving for a while. And I'll go ahead and prepare you guys. I swear a lot. Nate does as well. If you don't like bad words, it's probably not going to be a great environment for you. Just saying. We call them sentence enhancers, so I'll apologize in advance. Um, Now, also, very, very important. We are not going to feed you any fluffy shit. We're just going to be breaking down exactly what we did in 2021 to cross over $100,000 as affiliates individually. So Nate did over 100 grand, I did over 100 grand. That's when we became super affiliates, as some folks would deem it. Okay, we did this with many different offers, all that jazz. Now, after that, we figured out what we were doing was pretty different than what other people were doing. This is where Group Juice was born. We'll touch on what we were doing that was different as we go through this as well. But just be prepared. We're not going to feed you any fluffy shit. We're not going to tell you to go and do anything that you don't want to do. And we're not going to tell you to do anything that we haven't done ourselves personally. Okay? Very, very important. Gotcha, Nate. So I'll give it just a couple more minutes, and then I've got a Google Doc that we're going to pull up, and we'll jump right into things. Okay. We do have, if you could take a second and go to the chat, if this is your first time seeing Nate and myself, or you're kind of new to us, because we don't want to just jump into things. If you're new to us, put a 1 in the chat, and we'll take a second and kind of give you guys an insight of who we are, what we've done, all that good jazz.
bunch of
Not
folks that have never seen us before. That's pretty cool.
awesome.
Let me know real quick if I sound really weird or if my internet's super laggy. I might have to hop off and jump on my phone. Just let me know uh, if I sound really weird because I'll get on my phone.
It's a little bit intermittent, but not overly terrible.
Okay.
Sweet. All right, so I do see a lot of ones. Awesome. If you're brand new to us, you're doing a damn good job because you've made your way to the non-fluffy place. And I know we've got a lot of our group juice fam in here as well.
Hello.
I've got Hey Stephanie. I've got really good internet because I am draining it from Starbucks. So we'll be good there. Now, something else really important. We will take some time to answer questions. We'll do our best to pay attention to the chat, but we are going to walk through these steps. So we'll go back through the chat after we get through it. And full transparency, me and Nate, we sell things online. We have many different offers that have helped a shit ton of people. Okay. We will be talking about some of that, but you're not obligated to buy anything. Okay. If you don't know us that well and you're not prepared to do work for like 6 to 12 months, please do not buy our shit. All right. Love you, mean it. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. Give me 1 minute because I am not a tech wizard as Nate.
And do we want to do little
How
intros?
long is
Because
this?
go ahead.
How long is this training gonna be, if you don't mind me asking?
Hard to say.
No.
Not positive. Maybe a couple hours. We'll see. Everybody
Okay.
here will get replays though. We will get you guys a
Okay.
replay and stuff like that. If you guys
Okay.
can't hang out with us the whole time, totally understandable. And we'll get you guys a training at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna do our best because we are some long-winded bitches, but we've got some steps in this training that's very direct. Like we're not gonna, beat around the bush. We're just gonna tell you guys exactly what we've done, what you guys can start implementing pretty quickly. All right. So we are gonna, make it short and punchy. I see we still got folks. Nate, did you want to do like a verbal intro between us right now
Yeah,
before I pull
probably.
up the doc?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm Nate. If
Um,
this is your first time ever seeing me, I'm just a kid-sized adult who dived into building an online business in 2018, I want to say. And I've basically struggled for my first few years, right? I ran a digital marketing agency selling Facebook ads as a service to business owners. I wrote a blog with 296,000 words on it, which, to add context, that's about 5 or 6 Harry Potter's books worth of content on a blog. I bought into all the plug and play affiliate marketing, businesses in a box, done for you systems, and I never made any money, right? I was seriously in the red for a very long time in my business until about the tail end of 2020. And then 2021 hit, and I got really focused on the exact stuff we're going to be talking today about today in today's training, right? Keeping my business as simple, as lean as possible. And that's where things really blow up. And they've just kind of continued to grow. 2021, I crossed my first $100,000 online as an affiliate. 2022, the beginning, me and Flip ended up joining forces. I call it getting married because I'm a hoot. And we launched one of our offers together, Group Juice, and since have helped clients do hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars online just in tracked revenue within the last 2 years. Our clients have done over $1.5 million. And that's not including our revenue. That's just what they've done in their own brands. So that's a brief elevator summary of who I am. If you guys have questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat.
Sweet. And I'll jump into it. My name is Flip. All right. That's what everybody calls me. I'm from a very, very small town where a lot of people hate me and a few love me. All right. So I used to work in an aluminum extrusion plant. I used to work 12 to 16-hour days. I used to work 6 and 7 days a week. All right. 60 to 90 hours a week. I was hardly ever home. I missed the first 2 years with my daughters. Did not sit well with me because I come from an alcoholic childhood. My mom's a full-blown alcoholic. And as currently I'm not on good terms with her. All right. Now, the way that I worked, I missed those 2 years with my kids. I wanted to do something online. So from 2017, when I bought my first online course for $1,500, it was around drop shipping. From 2017 to 2020, I invested about 40 grand and didn't make fucking shit. All right. I learned a lot of things the hard way. All right. I did not find anything that aligned with me and I felt good about. Now, I did make some money here and there, but it was nothing that was going to take me out of the six-figure job I had. Now, blessing in disguise, I got fired from my job when COVID hit. That was when I went all in. Failed through the summer. I pretty much cashed out my 401k and lost it. I got burned on a $10,000 program. That really sucked. But I ended up selling my lawnmower, investing one more time, learning sales, marketing, personal branding. And within 8 months, I hit my first $20,000 month, had a good Christmas, started gaining momentum, got seen by a seven-figure earner, my dude Jacob Karras. We still work with that guy today. And 2021, I hit my first 100,000 as an affiliate, selling multiple different things. 2022, we did $500,000 in sales after launching our own thing and helping a shit ton of people. This year in 2023, we're on track to pass that. We will be crossing the $1 million mark, like through one funnel. We've already did well over $1 million online in sales, physical and digital products already. My life has completely changed. I've been home for 3 years, 7 months with my wife and kids. She still hasn't killed me yet, so I'm doing really good. And we're getting along, right? I haven't missed shit with my wife and my kids. We take multiple trips a year, and now I'm here with you, finding people to tell you exactly how we've done that. That's Flip in a nutshell. And I cuss all the time. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah. Any questions as we move forward? Because I'm gonna jump right into it. I know y'all's time is valuable. We do not want to waste it. Me and Nate would like to thank you for coming to hang out with us. We want this to be worth your time and valuable. Hopefully change your perspective, light a fire under your ass so that you can see what's really possible, because I'm nobody special. All right. Nate's already told you he's a kid-sized adult. I'm a little bit bigger, just in case anyone's wondering. But we've done some amazing things by investing in ourselves, learning skills, putting ourselves out there, built our businesses and brands to what it is today. And it's quite the opposite from what everybody else does. Okay? All good? Give me a one in the chat if we're ready to roll, and we'll jump right into this shit for you guys. So we've already warned you guys about this. We say bad words, all good. We are totally against copy and pasting, right? Anti-plug and play, the done for you stuff, because you don't learn any real skills that way, right? So we're not going to give you a push button make money system or anything. Nothing that's going to put a Lamborghini in your driveway in the next 8 weeks. None of that shit. We actually show folks how to build their own personal brands. This is where you get to be yourself 100,000%, and you get to sell whatever you want. Yeah, that was a subtle dig, straight up. Not even gonna lie, right? We do not consider ourselves gurus. We actually, what we preach and teach is what we do every day. You can go and look at any of our social media accounts; they're all public. You will see the type of content that we put out and the type of shit that we do.
Step one, high ticket monetization, right? That's the reality of it. Is if you want to make money online, you beginners start monetizing their social medias with high ticket products, digital products, courses, coaching, consulting. Can also be physical products, and you can start making bigger incomes. You can start replacing your job with a relatively small audience. If you look at both of Flip and Mai's audience, they're smaller than a lot of people. And we do tons of followers. We have, less than 30,000 followers on our individual profiles, and we make more than a full-time living. So common misconceptions as far as like selling premium price products is the fact that it's harder to sell more expensive things. It's not necessarily true. I think the biggest thing is the reason or the intention behind somebody buying high ticket product is different from somebody, say, spending $3 on something, right? The majority of the time, people want some type of transformation. They want some type of change. They want to accomplish something in their life or business. And that's usually a reason why they're going to be willing to invest in something more premium priced. Good rule of thumbs, if you want to scroll down a little bit, Flip. Rule of thumbs would be like picking an affiliate product, right? Preferably something that would pay you $500 or more per sale and commissions. And the reason we're kind of leading with this in step one is we notice a really big trend right now that everybody wants to launch their own courses, their own programs, their own digital products. And the reality is a lot of the times you have to master a lot of different hats to do this. And it's extremely difficult, right? If you're creating your own products or you're doing all this stuff, the content creation, you got to do the fulfillment, customer service, payment processing, checkouts, sales, etc. Right? It's a lot that comes into actually launching your own products. Whereas promoting someone else's products as an affiliate or an ambassador, you literally only have to have awareness around yourself, aka marketing, and sell products. Meaning you'll have the majority, you get to spend the majority of your time, which a lot of you guys are probably still working full-time jobs. Maybe you got kids, you're raising your kids, as a stay-at-home mom. You get to put all of the energy that you're building your business, or the energy that you have to put into building your business, into the things that are actually going to make money, versus spending, the next 8 weeks building out a landing page that you don't really ever know how to get people to, right? Now there are an infinite number of ways or companies that will allow you to promote their products as an affiliate, right? Like anything from Chase Bank all the way to, us, or like content creators who have digital products of their own. There's literally an infinite number of options. So some good things to think about when it comes to figuring out a product that you want to promote or something that you want to potentially dive into. One, something that you have absolute conviction in / stand behind, right? If you notice, we take a stance in the market. We're not going to tell you copy and paste, plug and play marketing. It's not something we believe in, right? That's the example of taking a stand or believing in something or a process. Two, it's something you've purchased or are going to purchase, right? And this is a big one that gets missed in the affiliate space, right? People are out here trying to sell these 10K masterminds and they've never bought this 10K mastermind, right? How are you going to know what types of problems it solves for your audience? How are you going to be able to speak about that in your content? How are you going to be able to talk about all of that to the people you want to buy from you if you've never purchased it yourself, right? And I'm not saying you guys need to put yourself in a financial bind to go buy products and do all this, but you need to be showing up as a buyer in your business, because if you want people to have confidence in what you're selling, you need to have confidence in what you're selling. And the easiest way to get confidence in it is by purchasing it, right? Number three, it's in an arena that you actually can see yourself playing in and building a brand around, because you're likely going to be doing it for a long time, right? This is, if anything you guys pick up from today's training, is we want to implore you and encourage you guys to commit to playing this longer, because that's probably the number one thing that we see keeping the majority of people stuck, right? They jump around, they don't get focused, they try things for the next 18 minutes, and then they are off to the next thing, and they don't actually get focused on something for a longer period of time. And like, that's when the business gets really powerful, when things start to compound, when huge success start to happen, is when you've actually been playing this game and you understand concepts, you understand how it works, and you do it for a longer while.
Yeah. Real quick. How many folks here make anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month at their job? If that's you, just put a me in the chat, because I wanna share something really quick. That's like the average. Most folks make anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000. If you're doing better than that, that's fucking awesome. But that's typical average. In the U.S. for the most part. I know we got some folks outside the U.S. and whatnot. But that's typical, right? And I didn't make much more than that when I did have a 6-figure job before I was fired back in 2020. But our highest recommendation here is, it's like the best of both sides. But I also want to be very clear. We do not sell our program and our coaching so that you can come in to sell it. A lot of people decide to do it. I know a lot of you have bought other things and whatnot. Now, because of what we teach, we're able to sell dozens of different affiliate products each and every month. Like I just got a commission yesterday from something I haven't talked about since 2020. I'm not even happy that I got the commission for it. I will not drop the name, but I'm not happy that I got the commission for it. I need to reach out to that person and give them some more good shit. But my point is, if you're making, 3 to 5 grand a month at your job, me and Nate got to a point where we pay $4,000 a month our mentor and coaching, right? We pay 4 grand a month. We spend $50,000 a year just to have someone to learn from. So I want that to sink in. What we invest every month into coaching and mentorship is what most people make. Okay. So I kind of want y'all to see, that perspective shift. Okay. Now, again, selfish plug. One of our best recommendations is our thing, group juice. Now, if we've got group juice people here in this training, which I'm sure we do, sound off, say, group juice fam or something like that. And you're not going to be able to find a person that's going to talk bad about group juice unless, they see it as, a threat or competition. It's going to be nobody here. Okay. But we've been told that a lot more than a course. And feel free to tell me if I'm wrong for those of you that are here in group juice. Okay. It houses our cash curriculum. We've got some really cool stuff coming. But it's literally helped hundreds and hundreds of people. We've got about 600 people. We're right there at it, of folks. We've processed over 2,000 successful payments. Out of those payments, we've only had 3 refunds, and those were just batshit crazy people that thought we were going to help them get a Lamborghini next week. So only 3 refunds out of that because we're a training company. All right. We're not a course where you buy a course to sell a course. But if you've bought courses and you've got something that you're trying to sell and you want to sell more of it right now, those are the people that jump into group juice. They get our weekly support and they're able to take what it is that they have, whether it's a physical product, a food truck, a service, coaching, consulting, a course, a digital product, whatever it is, people have used it to sell. All right. So we'll challenge you guys if you want to learn more about it, reach out to the person that sent you here or to me and Nate. We're very loyal to our group juice ambassadors. Okay. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Big deal. So we did throw this little picture in here to kind of give you an idea of all these people that we've helped. You might know a lot of these people. You might be learning from some of these people.
If you look at the picture, there's only 2 people that we've sent awards to that have purely just promoted our products or, won awards for just, earning $10,000 in commissions with promoting group juice. There's 2 of them on this picture, actually. One of them is Jacob Karras and Jamie Gardner, and they're both multi-7-figure marketers. And the reason we're bringing this up is we want to reinforce that we're not in the game of creating stormtroopers, digital marketers. We're just giving you just enough on how to promote our products or teaching you guys just to sell our thing, right? The vast majority of our client success is with dozens of different products, their own unique businesses, their own unique brands. Whatever they ultimately want to do in their business is what we want to implore you guys to do, right? We want to show you guys how to build businesses that you like, that you enjoy, selling products that you actually have conviction behind, like I mentioned above, right? Like we want to give you the strategies and the frameworks to actually build the business that you love, not just a carbon copy of our business, right? You guys are individual human beings. You're actual unique people, right? That's just because we built a business or we operate some type of business doesn't mean that you guys need to operate the exact same thing.
After following step 1, that's you getting your fire going. All right, now we're going to throw some gas on it. So every business, I don't care if it's brick and mortar, I don't care if it is an online digital service or a digital product, course, whatever. Everything needs traffic. If you don't have traffic, eyeballs, and leads, you're not going to have a business. You're just going to. You need to make sure the time that you do have is eyeballs, grow your audience, and bring you more content. Okay. So we want to get in front of as many people as possible, as fast as possible. All right. Increases the opportunity across the board to make sales. All right. Now, we're big on leveraging two different mediums. Okay. Short form video. This is what Nate and I started doing that was different from everyone else in the organic space on Facebook. This is what changed the fucking game for us. Okay. You pick, it's so many, everything out there right now has copied TikTok. All right. TikTok became hot. I was late to the party, by a year or two. But TikTok gained so much attention and got so much awareness that every other platform, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, there's even been more things like TikTok copycats like Clapper, things like that, that has taken that exact same framework in which TikTok used, same platform, short form video, and copied them. So pick one that you like and you can be consistent with. Okay.
Especially in the world of online web, right? You need to be building relationships with folks if you actually want to sell products to people. Right? That is the number one thing that your content is meant to do, right? Talk about who you are, if you have kids, like what you do for work, right? All of this stuff is going to be relevant in your content, right? It lets people it gives people an intimate look into who you are as a person, which is going to be the catalyst to actually converting sales online, right? And this is polarizing to what a lot of people will tell you in the online space. They're going to tell you you can't create content outside of your niche. You can't, mix and match different types of content styles. The reality is you are a human being and you have a lot of different interests. You have a lot of different personality traits. Share all of it in your content, right? That's where we're different, right? We don't want you guys to go out there and create content about fake remote jobs and all that stuff. Like, don't do all that. That's just my personal opinion. So once you've kind of got your cadence of short form video content steaming, the biggest thing is building out a community, right? A community is by far where our entire business changed, right? We started putting a big focal point on growing and monetizing communities, whether this is a Facebook group, a school community, or a lead vortex community. It doesn't matter, right? You're building a culture of people that are all interested in what you're potentially doing online, right? If you want to zoom in a little bit, Ashley. I can't see.
Am I back now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just want to check.
This works extremely well because you get to hit both angles in the business, right? Because you get rapid exposure with the short form video content, right? You get a cast a wide net to your brand and to your audience, or the audience that you're planning on building or want to build. And then your community really gets to build relationships and nurture your audience at scale, right? So like, we're big on not doing any sales calls. We haven't done sales calls in years. We haven't done cold outreach. Like, that's a very popular strategy on Facebook where you go into other people's groups and you add friends and you send them messages. And we haven't had to do any of that, right? Bring everything to your content, right? And this doesn't mean in a singular post, right? Your content is an accumulative game. The personal branding and having success online is an accumulative game, right? If you notice what we mentioned in the beginning is we want to implore you guys to play longer term, because that's when shit really starts to get powerful, right? One piece of content isn't going to change your life. So you want to bring as much awareness around you, who you are as a human being, the actual product that you potentially decided to partner with as an affiliate, what it does for people, what it's done for other people, what you're learning inside of it. You want to bring all of it to your content. And when you look at our content strategy, we've been talking about group growth and monetization since 2020, right? And I bring that up because I know a lot of people talk about, hey, I don't want to talk about the same thing. I don't want to talk about, similar topics. I don't want to talk about X, Y, Z. We've been talking about the same thing in different lenses, different perspectives for 3 years, right?
Yeah. And you good, Nate?
I'm good, yeah.
Okay.
You weren't moving.
I thought you were talking. I thought you were going to start talking.
I was. I will. I just don't want to get cut off.
Yep. Go for it, my man.
All good. All good. Like, I'll say this. Times have changed because we're in the biggest digital era that the world has ever seen. If you have a phone or a laptop and you're not creating content, yet you're just consuming everything, that's holding you back right now. You'd be so surprised at why folks will connect with you. Like, I see people online right now making thousands of fucking dollars doing some crazy shit on lives and then posting fake side hustle content that is lying to people, and they're just making bukus of money. Now, why people aren't out here, grabbing this opportunity by the horns and being a real person, explaining things in a right way, then I just don't know what you're doing. Okay. So, like, literally, I want to answer Bunny's her question real quick about like not having something to sell. If you don't have something to sell, this would be the perfect time for you to, one, grab something like that you have been wanting to do, whether it's a course or look at what really excites you in life. Some of the first things I sold online was hunting stuff because I'm a big outdoorsman. I love to hunt. I love to fish. I'm a big bow hunter. I love deer season, right? I'm that country fella. I sold a lot of hunting products, camo, jackets, tree stands, gunslings, ammo pouches. Like, I'm passionate about that. I can easily talk about it. Now, the biggest thing that holds people back from not selling the things that they want to, things that they're passionate about, is they don't know how to market themselves and they just don't know how to sell, right? Or they don't have a brand or an audience. So what we're talking about today is just you creating content on social media, wherever it might be. That's what's going to build your audience, because you being yourself and talking about things that you want to talk about, whatever the fuck it is, it doesn't matter. That's how you build your tribe of people. That's how you build your audience. The people that connect with you are going to be the people that buy from you, right? There's a lot of people here that have bought stuff from myself and Nate before me and Nate, got married. Also is, oh yeah, I've sold deer piss too, right? I've sold piss online, sure have. But people have bought things from me and Nate based on what we talk about and how we show up. We're not those people being super articulate and professional and, wearing suits and ties and standing in front of jets and, Lamborghinis and shit like that. We're just real ass dudes. We're girl dads, right? But if you don't know how to sell and you don't know how to build your brand, a personal brand at that, or build an audience, that's where we come in. We teach you how to do this. Okay. So I just want to answer that really quick. So by doing this, you create all the awareness that you can need. You can never post too much content. All right. Types of problems that you solve, right? Types of problems other people are dealing with while weaving in your own personality. Okay. Experience and results is crucial. Even if you don't have any monetary results yet, that's okay. We all start from zero. But the thing is, you got to start. Okay. So let's say your offer consists of 10 different things. Cycling through those 10 things in different pieces of content while kind of being yourself and telling your story, it's going to knock, on the door of their brain saying, all right, that thing didn't register with me. I didn't relate to that. But they will see one thing that's like, that's it. These are my people. Once that happens, you've got a fan for life. Okay. So when you look at our content as a whole, we've been talking about the same shit like Nate said, right? Same shit for 3 years. Versus if you look in the marketplace right now, There are people that are just buying into a program or something that is hot. Like there's a huge marketer right now. I won't drop his name. That's all he does. He will buy what's hot right now, and he just product jumps from thing to thing. He rides the wave. He's just doing cash grabs. Versus we've built one of the most real and authentic brands that I've seen. And I'm not just tooting our own horn. This is because this is what people tell us. Right? We stay true to what we believe in, and we stand on that, even if we don't make a lot of money, because it's not about the money. Right? So if you're not in in like a full blown promotion, don't stress yourself out. Okay. Very high value. People love high value. Right. There's a big Hormozy thing going on right now. If you can show up and help people, like give them quick tips. I did a Google Doc video the other day. People fucking loved it just because it saves them so much time. Those are the type of things that are going to make your fan base grow and love you long term. That's what we want. Okay. All right. So if you could, Ashley, scroll us down a little bit. Yep. So something else that hasn't changed with me and Nate is our timeline. We don't tell people they're going to get rich quick. And we tell folks like, hey, if you're not willing to, jump on this and be consistent for the next 6 to 12 months, not saying you won't get any kind of results between 0 and 6 months, because you will, but 6 months is like the shortest sweet spot we have seen. If you can stick with one thing, doing one thing for 6 months, your life will be completely fucking different, right? I started making thousands of dollars in like month 3 after I sold my lawnmower, right? And I hit my first $20,000 month in 8 months. Now for the last 16, 17, 18 months, me and Nate, we haven't went under $30,000 a month. We're actually averaging, I think, $37,000 to $41,000 a month. Yes, we have business expenses, and yes, we pay people, but still, I make way more than I did working 60 to 90 hours a week, and I don't miss shit with my wife and kids. Make sense? So when you follow this, later, Jess, when you follow this for 60, 90, 100 days, your personal brand grows, your audience grows, your email list will grow, your marketing and sales skills will improve because you're putting the reps in, and you will make sales. You will increase your income. All right? Any questions on step 2? We'll check the chat real quick, and then we're going to move to step 3, which is the sales machine, how you actually fucking make money. Is this being helpful so far? Is it worth your time? We have ego problems, and we want to make sure you guys are getting value from this stuff.
Internet issues and all.
Yeah, like internet, just fucking stupid. I pay Starbucks hundreds of dollars every week, and they can't even let me use this shit. It's terrible. All right, I did see. So I'll hit this real quick. Donna, she said, I wish I had an accountability. Like our whole community, like I'm pretty sure you can find someone to, be an accountability partner, right? That should be very, very easy to do. Another thing Donna said.
It's not a bad idea. Find someone that's kind of in a similar stage as you, and you guys can kind of do this together. And I'm not saying like you need to go out and find a business partner or you need to do all that, but like if you find somebody that you vibe with that's kind of, similar stages as you or just a couple steps ahead of you, you can without a doubt find somebody that's going to like give you a bit more of a intimate experience as far as helping you get to where you want to go. Right. That's a thing.
And before we move down to the sales machine, I see another question. Donna says, my passion is my daughter who has disabilities. How can I prompt this? So I've got a couple friends that have, children with special needs, and I have a huge soft spot for, parents. um, that had this happening. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to get emotional. But if you think about children with disabilities, they have certain needs that have to be met, whether it's a special bed or a special chair or just special things that they need so that they can live life, right? And live life to the best of their ability based on, what they're dealing with. So if you look at things like that, um, I'm pretty sure if you've done some research on like the special beds or anything that they need to, live as normal life as possible, you'll probably be able to find affiliate programs, right? And then it would just be you creating content around your day-to-day life. I would suggest reaching out to Aloha Bobby, because she cares for her husband, and she's probably a great person for you to connect with. But there's things you can look and search. You can probably find affiliate programs for pretty much anything, and then it just becomes a matter of creating content and bringing awareness around the types of things that you use for your daughter who deals with certain things, and things that you use to enhance her situation and how she lives. That's going to be like how I would approach it, um, because there's a lot of people in the world that have children or loved ones as a whole that deal with certain disabilities, right? There's so many out there, and it definitely sucks that we take a lot of things for granted. So you just bringing awareness to those types of things, you can easily build a brand around, becoming a spokesperson or a person that's not afraid to speak out, different things that you deal with every day, day-to-day life, sharing their life, right? It's a lot of things. I'm glad to talk to you, via DM and give you some more ideas. So again, we do want to answer questions. We're going to try and get through this, and then we'll do a little Q&A at the end, and we'll help you guys out as much as possible. Okay.
Sales machine, right? Let's cut right to it, right? What is the best way to start selling your high ticket offer? Or could be low ticket offer, physical product. There's not necessarily any right or wrong answer. Obviously, with more expensive products, it's easier for a beginner to replace their full-time income, right? Make more money because you naturally need to sell less products, right? So when you're still trying to figure out how to create content, still trying to figure out how to do all these types of things in business, converting 3 or 4 sales a month versus 100 sales a month is a lot more realistic for a beginner to do, right? So nailing the 2 previous things, the offer is in place. As Flip was just mentioning, there's you can literally monetize however you see fit, right? Whatever passion you have, that's what you need to take to the content. And you need to look at what type of audience that content is going to build, and then picking an offer that's congruent with that, right? So if you're creating content about, disabilities, right? Or your children with disabilities or loved ones or spouses, right? You have to think about what type of audience that's going to build, right? Spouses of people with disabilities, parents, right? Things they need, things that's going to help them live their day-to-day life. There's so many different opportunities. Or like the other question, right? People who want to stack more retirement income, right? There's all sorts of different ways that you could do that, right? Whether it's real estate investing or investments or digital marketing, affiliate marketing, which in my opinion is pretty much the exact same thing, because I know there's a concept going on that they're 2 different things as of now. Like affiliate marketing is just the means of monetization to digital marketing, right? You have to use digital marketing to create awareness, and then you can monetize it with affiliate products, with your own products, with you name it. Now, there's a ton of different nuances how you can actually start converting sales. The reason we put the other 2 things first is because it's going to hold a big weight as to how easy or how difficult your sales process actually is, right? The biggest thing I see all the time is like, hey, I'm not converting any sales. I'm not making any sales online. And it's like, you haven't posted any content, right? You haven't actually built any relationships with people. So the biggest thing that's going to make the biggest difference as far as how easy or difficult it is to convert sales online, how compelling your actual offer is, right? What solutions it provides for people, and the awareness you brought around that, right? If you're a complete stranger online and you've never posted a piece of content, it's going to be harder for you to convert sales than somebody who's been posting content for the last 6 months and has the exact same offer as you. They're naturally going to be more inclined to go to that person because they know who they are. They've seen them. There's a relationship that's been built, right? And that kind of rolls right into two, right? How much content someone has consumed from you? Do they feel like they've got to know you? Do they have they gotten some form of value from you? Have you helped them with something specific, right? These are two big things that a lot of people don't talk about, especially in the affiliate space. They're like, grab this 2-page funnel and you're going to start making money. It's like, it can happen, but it's not the standard. So hands down, the easiest way to not only make sales quicker, but be in full control of the actual sales process. This does not mean blasting messages to random people and saying, "Hey, I'm an affiliate marketer and I have something you can buy." Right? Like that's not what we're saying. That's not what we're here telling you guys to do. But being proactive, starting conversations, being a real human being, right? Build this web on the internet, and that's what's really going to give you guys the security, right? If you post a Facebook reel, you post a story, you post a written piece of content, start a conversation with people, right? And I'm not saying you're going to start combos and you're going to ask them if they want to buy your product in 3 messages, right? Like the biggest thing that you guys need to think about is there has to be a relationship established, right? Talk to them, be a human being, right? Send them a message. Hey, I appreciate the engagement on my post that I put out, right? Hope you're having a kick-ass weekend. What this is going to do over time, it's going to build your pipeline of people who are going to potentially want to work with you in the future. They're going to see more of your content, and naturally, some of them are going to start buying from you. This is something that it took me a long time to realize, right? I was coming into the online game, hoping to make sales as quick as possible. I was sliding into people's DMs. Hey, I want to sell you something right out of the gate. Whereas if you can kind of detach and look at what you can do in your online world to build as many relationships with people as you can, you will naturally start making sales. Let's see, chat's blowing up.
Yep. And hold your questions, guys. Like, we're going to do a Q&A at the end of this, and it'll be a free-for-all. Me and Nate, we're open books when we do these types of things, okay? Nate, where did you stop at? Because I was answering the chat, so I'll kind of give you a break.
Getting clear on 3 things.
Okay. So literally, the best thing you can do is get clear on these 3 things as far as folks that you're talking with or engaging in your content, stuff like that. What they're currently doing. So like you're talking to folks or even creating content, you can speak to these 3 things in your content as well as conversations that you're having with folks, okay? And Bunny, if you've only got 20 minutes before you have to leave for work, if you're talking about in the day, I would utilize that time. But if you're talking about now, we'll do our best to get the replay put together so you have access to it. When you're talking to folks or creating content, you want to be able to find out what they're currently doing and what their goals are for the next 6 to 12 months. Now, number 1, right here, what they're currently doing and their goals. This is much deeper than just this one little line. When I'm talking to folks, I'm asking them like, hey, what do you want to do in the next 6 to 12 months? They might say, hey, I want to leave my job, or I want to take this vacation. I want to pay this debt down, whatever the case may be. I'm going to dig deeper into that. Why do you want to take that vacation? Why do you want to leave your job? Right? Why do you want to make more money? Right? I want to find out a reason behind the why. So I might ask them a why question 7 different times so I can get a super deep understanding so that I can make the best recommendation for them. Your job, I don't give a fuck what you sell. Your job is to help people make the best decisions for them, even if that means not giving you money or buying something from you. Your intention should be to help this person the best way possible. All right? Put other humans first and serve, and it will come back to you tenfold. I promise you. I have this thing I've been known for the last few years is relationships over revenue. I put relationships first and the revenue follow. If you put revenue first, you will burn the relationships. So it's a big no-no, okay? Number two, how much time do they actually have to commit on a daily or weekly basis? I don't want people to commit to something if they don't have the time to do it. I want people to be honest with me. So I tell them, hey, shoot me straight. This is very important. It's important that you answer these questions with honesty, right? If they say, I've only got 3 or 4 hours a week, that's plenty of time to get shit going. And then you do more when you can. But you need to commit to that 3 to 4 extra time. If you're watching Netflix for 6 hours a week, yeah, that's 6 hours a week. That's 24 hours a month where you could fucking build a business. You have to be willing to sacrifice the right things so that you can build shit to get to where you want to get. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. So find out what they can commit to and what they have so that you can check that, call it a temp check, if you will, if they're serious or not. I know folks right now that are in my family, some of my friends, they go to work and they come home and all they do is shit or fuck all, as Liam would say, is they don't do anything. They just go to work, go to home, eat, watch TV, repeat the process. That's it. You never ever get ahead that way. And here's another pro tip on a personal opinion from yours truly. If all you do is work a job and go home, you're not going to fucking get ahead. You're not going to get ahead working for an employer. Hate to tell you. Even when I was making 6 figures, that's great money as an employee, I was not getting ahead. All right? Sad truth, but I had to say it. Last, number three, what is their budget to actually accomplish the goal based on the time that they have? Right? What's their budget? I ask people this question. Hey, look, what's your true budget? And most people, that's the most common objection I get. Oh, I don't have money. I'm broke. Some people are, yes, I get it. But you will find money for what is really, really important for you. I didn't have a fucking lick of money when I invested $1,500. I sold my fucking lawnmower to build a multi-six, just crossed 7 figures. My lawnmower, guys. I don't take excuses from people. If you're out here, I'll pick on myself. This right here, because I tip on everything I buy, this was a $10 coffee. I do this shit multiple times a week, multiple times a day. I spend like $30 on coffee. Now add that up. If I went and just searched my Starbucks spending, I guarantee you it's hundreds of dollars the last 30 days. Now, if you're a person that buys coffee or you eat out or you buy shit that you don't need, you've got fucking money to invest in your business. If you truly want to build it and change your situation. But here's the thing, I hit you with some more hard truth that might hurt some people's feelings. Most people are comfortable where they're at, even if they aren't happy, because they know what to expect. You have a shit job you hate going to, you're going to keep going to it because you know what to expect, even if it's shit. Ask me how I know.
Because you did it.
Because I fucking did it. Right? Thank you, Andy.
It's because I did it too. I've done it 3
Right?
times.
Right? That's it. So those are the 3 things. I try and find out these 3 things when I'm talking to folks, right? If you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen. If not, you'll make an excuse. And then you'll wonder why, I don't know why shit hasn't changed in the last 12 months, because you haven't done shit to change it. You're welcome. All right? Now, when I get to a point where, they're not a good fit, maybe they're colder to me, they haven't been in my world long, I'm still going to wow them with free value. I still want to build the relationship. All right. Me and Nate, we deal with this, every month. Hey, I've been following you guys for 8 months. I'm ready to pull the trigger. Can you send me the link? They've been following us and listening to us and learning from us for longer periods of time because we play the long game. We might just produce content and they read our shit every day, and it starts to build up and it starts to compound. And then finally, like, I've seen enough. We're just doing what we do every day, following what we teach, right? And then it comes a time where they're like, all right, I'm ready to buy. That's the power of playing the long game, okay? But if they're not good fits and they don't have the money, then it's not a no forever. It's, hey, I'm not ready yet. Cool. I'll get you some things to help you get things moving. But if you're gonna try and do things for free because you don't have the money and you really don't have the finances, you better be willing to work harder than everyone else in the room and become the most fucking resourceful person that is breathing. All right. Now, this last part can act as fuel on the fire with your conversations. If someone mentions they're struggling with, XYZ, and you have a resource or something that you have learned, like over deliver and get them the thing. Okay. Me and Nate, we give out valuable information in our groups every week, every month, have been for years. 98% of people don't do shit with it because it's free information. So I feel really good about selling because when you pay, you do what? You pay attention. Okay? You pay attention. A lot of people don't value free. Some do. 2% of people would do stuff with that. But you got to be hungry. I'm nobody special. I didn't know shit about shit. I didn't know what sales and marketing was. I didn't know what affiliate marketing was. I didn't know you could make tens of thousands of dollars every month. That shit was foreign to me. I was just a blue collar guy, steel toes, boots, work your ass off to provide for the family. And I used to think this terrible way. This was my mindset. If you ain't working 40 hours of overtime, you're a piece of shit of a man. That's how I used to think, y'all. And now I'm like, that's pretty silly.
Welcome to
Why?
today.
Yeah. Now I think it's silly. What changed? I figured out how to leverage my time. Nate figured out how to leverage his time. Now I get to be present. I get to spend time with my little asshole daughters in the morning, make them breakfast, give them chocolate milk, hang out with them, go swimming. Can we ride the four-wheelers? Yes, we can. How many cars you got today, Daddy? Only 2.
Break eggs on their heads.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was
Make
great.
TikTok.
You still got slap marks on your chest?
She slapped the shit out of me. You saw that, right? But in ending on this page, guys, if you look to serve people and share what you're learning and just become a person of value, it's going to come a time where you become a person of value that people want and love to pay. Right? Like, why did I go give the chiropractor $400 this week? I got a mad problem. I don't know how to fix it. My back is fucked up. I gladly gave this person money to help straighten me out. Right? I was easily able to find him. Word of mouth, referrals. They asked, hey, who referred you to us? My buddy Brian. Cool. Guess what? Brian gets a discount on his next visit. That's fucking referral marketing, guys. In the real world, it's happening under your nose every single day. If you can learn how to be a bridge, as my guy Mark loves to be, if you can be a bridge, you can make a shit ton of money. You can increase your lifestyle and make it better, and you can change your life, hands down. But you got to be willing to work longer than most people. And I don't understand why folks will give 20, 30, 40 years to an employer, but they won't give themselves 6 to 12 months to change their life. It's fucking crazy to me. All right? But over deliver, even if it's you giving stuff for free to people to help them move along, right? They get value, you get leverage, and the customer journey continues while you build something that lasts for years and years and years, making the amount of money that you want to or need to be making in order to be in control of your lifestyle. Yeah, you got to be willing to think different. So that's all for that section. If the awesome Ashley could scroll us down a little bit. All right, so here's something really cool. All of you guys have this doc. This is literally the 3 steps, guys. If you can follow this shit consistently, get you a high ticket offer, right? Low ticket is fine too. Mid ticket is fine too. It's just going to take you more sales. And the reason that we say start with high ticket, I wish we would have, is because you don't need that many high ticket sales to make a full-time income or to replace your current income. All right, if you got something that's paying you 500 to $1,000, you need 10 sales or less to make a full-time income, and then you can really start doing more things that you want to do. Right? I would love nothing more than to help some of you right? Get rolling, get things popping, start making more money. And I'll help you write your 2-week notice to your boss. I would love to be petty and sarcastic, especially if they've been shit to you while you've been working for them. But I'd love to help you guys write your 2-week notice. All right? Now, no push button bullshit. This is exactly what we have did to change our life, to change other people's lives. We had to invest in ourselves. We've invested well over 100 grand into our personal development, into our skills, into our education. We had to help ourselves first and become the people of value. And now we show up, people find us, people start consuming our stuff. They get indoctrinated to how we do things. They love the way that we think because it is different. They love the way that we teach because it is awesome. And we do things in step-by-step processes that can easily be implemented and have just produced some insane results from normal-ass people. Right? Selling is good. I get a lot of hate when like, oh, you're just selling something. Yeah, well, you're selling your soul to that job every week and you're just unhappy as shit because you are living paycheck to paycheck. I'm sorry that I found a better way to live my life. Don't hate me. Okay? So, in a nutshell, that's the steps. In this doc, we did put these down. If you want to talk to Nate, you can. If you want to talk to me, you can. If there's something that we have that you want, whether it's, checking out our training company, Group Juice, or starting with our beginner training, Juice Box. We have things from $100 and they go up from there. We have a very, very affordable payment plan for Group Juice, $224 a month. If you look at Priza, she watched us for a year, loved what we did. She was getting results already, but she took the payment plan. She took one module in Group Juice, which was the offer creation training. It's a 2-hour training. One module, she did over $10,000 collected in 30 days on a $224 investment for the first month. That's the type of shit that can happen if you're willing to work for it, okay? And that is for real. You can go and find her. I've posted about her on my profile and on my group. Go talk to her. Ask her ass. Go talk to anyone who is in Group Juice and see what we're all about. Okay. This is a training company. It is not a course that you buy and then sell. Now, we do have Group Juice ambassadors that love what we do because they went through many other courses and programs and they loved how we did it and their audience needed it too. So they shared it with their audience. So reach out to us if you need it. But this is exactly how we blew our shit up. Right. And just to change your guys' perspectives, when I worked at the plant, I made $120,000 a year. I worked my ass off for that money, and I was never home. I was home long enough to eat shit and sleep. That was it. Our biggest month to date, I want this to blow your mind. It's hard for me to say it because I'm very humble in where I come from. I grew up in a fucking trailer park, guys. It's an alcoholic mom, so it's tough to say this. But our biggest month that we have ever done, cash collected, it's like $81,000 in a 30-day period. No refunds. I want you to think about that. This is what's possible. We've been playing the game for years. We failed for 3, we've been winning for 3. We failed for 3, we've been growing for 3. Hopefully that changes your perspective on how you think about building, right? Show me a job where you can increase your income in that way. We don't give you a 50-cent raise. We show you how to get 12, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 raises. We ain't none of that 50-cent dollar bullshit. You learn a skill that takes you from $20 an hour to $100 an hour. You get good at that skill, you learn another skill. Guess what? Your hourly rate just went from $500 an hour to $1,000 an hour. This is how we do this shit. High income skills that pay the bills, guys. So I want to make this point before y'all start dropping off and we do this Q&A. Like, we're going to open the floor up to you guys. We do weekly trainings every single week. All right. But if you want to find out more about Group Juice, reach out to the person that sent you here. I'm pretty sure if you do that, they're probably going to have some extra shit to hook you up with, extra coaching, support, right? Different roadmaps, different resources, things of that nature. So it's very important that you reach back out to the person that sent you here. We do have an invitation linked here, and this is how we do things without sales calls. That number 4 right there, that is our sales doc or our profitable PDF. This explains everything that is inside of Group Juice. And if we don't cover something that you're thinking in your brain, then we failed. If you have a question, it might be 1, 2, maybe 3 questions. You can ask me, ask Nate, or the person that sent you here. This is how we roll. This is how we operate. We're not special people. We're just down to earth girl dads that have done some amazing shit, and we wanted to walk you guys through this process on how we have changed our life. If you love us, we love you too. If you hate us, you can eat one. So sorry.
It's all good, you know. I mean, can you drop the doc again? Yes.
Yep. You're right, John.
Yes, there will be a
special.
replay. I'm gonna have to do some editing as far as like getting the replay into one video because I got like 3 different recordings. Ashley's got some part of the recording. You know, it's been a mess. But we roll with it, right? We roll with you know, showing up, right? That's a big thing. We are not here to give you guys some placebo or some tactic that hopefully works. Like this is what we've done in our business and exactly what we do, right? We use our Facebook profiles as billboards as our business. We use short form video content to act as like steroids to get more attention. And then we converse with people and talk to them about what we're potentially doing, or if we have an offer that's a good fit for them or not, right? That doesn't mean everybody we talk to needs to buy our product, right? We teach strategies that some people potentially don't want to dive into, which is completely fine, right? But we're just casting a net onto the internet about us, our brands, who we are, and we're, you know, connecting with people and extending invitations to buy products, right? We've been using this, sell dozens and dozens. We've launched over a dozen of our own products. We sold dozens of different affiliate products, physical and digital. And this is what we do, right? I would encourage everybody in here to go look at our businesses, to go look at our profiles. You'll see this is what we do every day.
Every day. So the floor is open. We'll start taking questions. And Jennifer, if you really want our true opinion, I'll go first on this. So Jennifer asks, what are your thoughts on the new master resale rights going around right now? Now, I'll say this, and I will try and use as much reasoning as possible. Okay, so me and Nate, we've been around for a long time, since 2017. We've seen pretty much all the opportunities come and go, and how many actually lasted the test of time. We've seen a lot of them get shut down and things like that. I'm not saying that this will, but I will say the master resale rights, it already has a shelf life. Okay, now I say that because the marketing message that made this blow up was buy this to sell it for 100% profits, even if you have no experience. That was the biggest selling point of this, and everybody was throwing their $4.97 left and right. Now, I can tell you, they have a huge community. They have made a shit ton of money. Other people have made a shit ton of money. But the only people that are doing really, really well with this are the people that understand the concept of sales and marketing and already have a personal brand. If you're a brand new person, you are not going to go into the master resale rights and be able to brand it as your own and just start selling it. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, this would be more of a personal opinion. How they have things set up, if you go and look at the legalities of it, they've covered their bases, but the people promoting it, because there's a lot of people promoting it right now, the way that it's being promoted, it's not a good look. I've actually got 2 things that if anyone wants to read, I've got 2 really good reads that breaks everything down in super high detail from actual lawyers on the bad stuff. And this isn't to scare anyone, but if you've got something that you're thinking about this, or maybe you're in it, I don't want to scare anyone, and I'm not bashing. I really think the people that created it are good people, but the amount of people that they brought in with that bad message, it's going to bite them in the ass, because it kind of already is. So I've got 2 things. One is from a very, very trusted individual, and another one is from a lawyer covering the master resale rights. If you would like to read those things, you can message me personally, and I will send them to you so that you can check it out for yourself. Me, I if you're brand new and you haven't ever made any money online, that is not where I would start. It's I've heard from people that are very close to me that they rage bought it and they checked it out. There is some great information in there. But again, if you're not willing to apply that information after learning it, you're not going to do well with it. It's kind of being sold as a business in a box, and that's not really what it is. There's a license attached to it. If you buy it, you also are going to pay a little more than that $500 so that you can resell it, right? But if you don't have a personal brand in place and you don't know how to sell and you don't know how to market, you're not going to make as much money as you see these other people make. That's my personal opinion.
And a lot of it is, in a sense, polarizing to how we operate our business, right? A lot of it's high tech, you using ChatGPT to, create content and stuff like that. And, there's a different style on how people run their business. And that's kind of not how we do things, right? We would implore people to be themselves in their content, minimize tech. And I get the appeal for a lot of people. They want to be the product creator. They want to do all these different things in their business. But I think people try to diversify or do it too quickly. As we mentioned in the beginning of this document, they don't understand the sales and the marketing to building a business. And then they have to master all these different hats. I played around with a lot of very similar styles when I was first starting. And this was like 2018. Businesses in a box, and it's in my opinion, it can work to make money right now, but where's that going to leave you in 6 months, in 12 months, in 24 months, right? We want to teach people how to learn and understand the skills that are going to set them free versus giving them the ability to make a quick buck and then be fucking left high and dry in 12 months, right? That's a real thing, right? And I'm not taking a shot at anybody who's a part of that or is doing that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, like, if you're having success with that, fucking awesome, right? That's great. But I think a lot of the messaging tied to the front of it, and partly maybe from the product creators or the people who are selling it, it's going to end up keeping a lot of people stuck. That's just my.
I'll add one more thing to it because Nate just dropped a bomb on you guys. So it wasn't created to do this, but if you're not buying into that for the education and you're buying in just to resell it, you are creating your own competition. Okay. If you're buying into it for the education, fuck yes, go for it. But if you bought it just to resell it to get 100% of the profits, you are creating your own competition, and it's going to implode. It's already doing that now. I just saw this huge multi-7-figure marketer. I just saw him. I used to have respect for him. I do not any longer because all he does is cash grabs. He just bought into it for one reason and one reason only. Because it is trending on TikTok and it is hot. So he knows he can scoop up market share, and he will. He will take a lot of his audience and he will convert them over to that. And he will, in a way, take from the people that he's been teaching. It's very, very unfortunate. This is why within Group Juice, we say, hey, if you want to promote our stuff, that is great and fine and dandy, but create your own opt-in page so that you can build your own email list. We actually encourage people to do this, right? If you aren't doing this, let's say as an example, let's say you jump into group juice, you fucking love it, you start crushing it, you're doing really, really great, but you never create your own opt-in. We would be dicks not to tell you not to do that, because obviously we're going to own the leads, right? That is unethical. This is why we teach everything that people need to know inside of, group juice, so that you have the own skills. You own them. If we teach you everything to do within the business, like everything behind the scenes, and you know everything that needs to happen, all the moving parts, guess what? Nobody can fucking touch you after that. Why? Because you understand how it all works. Okay? So I'll say that. More and more competition for the buy it to resell it, 100% profit thing. And I've already heard from a lot of people, guys, that they aren't happy. They do say it's great information in there. So if you're getting it for just the education, more power to you. But you will create, and there is being more competition created every single day if you're just buying it to resell it.
And I think a thing to think about too is it becomes a melting pot of a bunch of different opinions and different brands, and like, you have trainings with 18 different people in it. It's like, we want to encourage people to put themselves forward. That's like, if you look at anybody who's in our worlds, we'll give them trainings to put in their own groups, in their own communities, build their own respective businesses, because that's what's going to give you guys the actual security in your business for the long term. Not giving you a product that you can sell with a bunch of different people in it, right? It's you have to be the business, right? If you look at our businesses, we've sold dozens and dozens of different products out of the exact same communities, our own groups, our own respective ecosystems, right? That's the biggest thing we would encourage most to do. Build your own ecosystem, right? Not a ecosystem of somebody else's, right? It's just,
Yeah, and one quick thing on Chat GBT. I have Chat GBT. I don't use it very often. If you're gonna use Chat GBT, if you're gonna use that, don't just copy and paste it. Use it as a way to get extra information. But make sure, if you're wanting to have that help you with content, as an example, don't just say, hey, create me some content on XYZ and then copy and paste that. We can all tell, right? You can tell when you read a post that someone really wrote themselves. You can tell if you read a prompt given information batch from ChatGPT and they copy and paste it. You can really tell. You can tell when folks are doing that. So only use ChatGPT to enhance what you're already doing, and don't copy and paste shit without putting you into it. Okay. I think it's a really, really cool tool.
Yeah, I mean, you can use it for certain things, but I would honestly encourage most, if you're just looking to start writing content, I would steer clear of it, because it's going to remove the one element that you need to make sales. Whoever's watching this, you need to be a human and build relationships, and you're literally trying to build the placebo of relationships with a robot, right? On the pretense of making money versus, hey, I'm going to write some content. It's probably going to fucking suck. My content sucked for a long time, but you get good at writing content and sharing your story and building relationships with people versus using AI. And I get the appeal for a lot of people. It's like, hey, I can create 700 pieces of content, but what about if you could create 15 pieces of content that actually built a relationship with somebody that actually turns into sales, versus casting this huge wide net of like fake relationships, right? Like, that's kind of goes hand in hand with, you don't need more followers. You need better followers. You need deeper relationships with people than more relationships with people, right? There's people with millions of followers that are struggling to convert sales because it's surface level, not real substantial stuff, versus like a couple of our clients who did multi six figures online have less than 5,000 followers on TikTok. But it's very targeted. It's the content is with intention versus just all these different ideas, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you guys have any, as Philip mentioned, though, if you guys got any other questions, don't hesitate to drop them. We're open books. We'll share whatever you guys want to know, whether you got questions about strategy, whatever.
And I want to throw this out there. This wasn't us talking shit or bashing or anything, because I really think the two creators of that program, I think they're good people. But I think it just kind of blew up too quick, which is something else we can talk about. It blew up too quick, and if their message is, here, but they got like hundreds and hundreds of people that come into it, the message changes, right? And it's not their fault, okay? It's how it was presented and how it was promoted that changed it almost into a bad direction. All right. That's our personal opinion. That's where we stand. We really think that those two folks are good peeps, but I think it blew up too quick and they just could not put a handle on how other folks were promoting their thing. This is why we're very, very strict. We have kicked people out of our affiliate program. We've kicked people out of our group. We have refunded people because they were doing things that we did not agree with and we do not stand for. Right? This is where we're at. This is what we have to do to protect our brand. Because me and Nate are very proud of what we have built, the culture and the community that we've built within Group Juice. And we will do anything to protect it, even if that means refunding someone or kicking them out, because we take pride in what we have built as far as our culture and our community. We don't stand for any unethical bullshit, BS, none of that stuff. We will kick you out, call you out, and we'll be sleeping really good tonight because we know that what we have built is true. We have helped a shit ton of people, and we just do not stand for any bullshit. All right. But I just wanted to throw that out there really quick. Nothing but respect to anyone who's out there trying to build something, change the way that, the info marketing and e-learning space is being presented. We'd really take pride in that. But yeah, since we've still got over 40 people here, if you've got any questions at all about what we covered today or something completely different from today, feel free to unmute yourself, ask the question. Let's jive. You can ask it in the chat. We're an open book for you guys.
I have a question. When do you think that this will be emailed out, the replay? Because my 13-month-old son has been being a holy terror, and I was missing bits and pieces of it.
It's probably going to be determined by Nate's internet. We do have a couple different. Maybe in the next day or so, we should have a replay. If I had to guess.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's being a holy terror.
Yeah. Again, this is an open floor, so you guys can ask anything that you want to.
Yeah, good morning. I would really love to have, if you all could create a doc on some of your takeaways from your Virginia Beach
Myrtle Beach.
gathering, Myrtle Beach, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Virginia,
Yep.
Myrtle Beach, I'm sorry, beach, your beach
Atlantic
journey.
Ocean.
Yeah, that would be really incredible, because when Gillette did their weekly meeting, would you guys present, and it was really fantastic experience, and I had asked you guys what were your biggest takeaways, and you gave some really amazing feedback, and I would love to have a doc with some of those statements on there. And I know that you guys had also interviewed your core family as well, and asked about their takeaways. And if you could create a doc like that, if you don't mind sharing that, it would
Yeah.
be incredible.
I think we could probably put something like that together, or either put something together and present it on one of the Tuesday group juice calls. I think that'd probably be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
Absolutely. Kobe. Hopefully I said, if I butchered that, let me know. I'm assuming that's Kobe. She asked a question. What if the product I love and want to promote is an MLM, multi-level marketing for those that don't know? It's an MLM company. I continue to take the product daily and won't stop. I just don't like the MLM culture. So there's a couple things. I've got a friend right now who's transitioning into, traditional affiliate marketing. And she comes from the MLM space. So depending on the product, you might want to see and check if there are, other true affiliate programs instead of you know, the team building side, the MLM side. See if you can reach out to someone directly that offers that product, and see if you can partner with them to where you can promote it in a better way. Or, and I'm not going to say ethical because MLM's been around for a long time, but it's very very touchy, sometimes dangerous business model, depending on how it's sold and promoted. So I would look to find someone you could partner with, or maybe an affiliate program that's direct to that product, and then follow like what we were talking about today. Because if, like me, I've started using something called a Biggle oil for my back because I threw my back out twice in the last 2 months. It's an absolute shit show. Um, and I actually, sell it as a digital, physical product now. It sells on, my affiliate storefront. So I would go that route. That way you could still create you content, like you building a personal brand, like your lifestyle and how you use X product. And you'd be able to sell it directly. Does that make sense and answer your question?
Yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely love the product. It's changed my life completely. I just don't enjoy the whole, you need to
Right.
build a team, you can only do this, you can't do that. And it's just hard to get me to come through in my content when there's so many rules and regulations.
Right. I totally get that. I would definitely go that route. See if you can find something more direct. And then if you don't have a group, I would definitely build some kind of community around it because you can really be yourself. This is how we view Facebook groups. Like, all of you that are in my Facebook group, y'all see it. I share what the hell I want to. It's not always business. Sometimes it's lessons, sometimes it's failures, sometimes it's results, etc. But if you have a place where you can totally be yourself. We call it our second home, right? We let in who we want to. We kick out, the assholes, blah, blah, blah. But we get to share what we really want to, and we get to sell how we really want to. So if you don't have a group around that, like, here's my group, Kobe's group about XYZ, and like you're just in there being yourself, showing up every day, sharing how that product helps and how it's changed your life and how you got into it, how you found it, all that jazz. So that's how I would approach it.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Great question too.
Yep. Yeah. A big thing to think about too is like, it's a monetization piece, right? Like a lot of what we talk about is, putting you forward, which is kind of hard with MLMs because there's usually like rules you have to follow, certain promotional types and stuff. But once you figure out if you can partner with it as like just a monetization strategy or like, direct, just kind of following, I know you're in group juice already, so following the content game plan and the same structure because it's you centric, right? Like you're talking about how you've used this product, how it's helped you and how, naturally that's going to build an audience of people that would be interested in using something similar. You don't necessarily have to go into it with, hey, I want to have people sell this product too. I think naturally that will happen as well. People will be like, okay, well, potentially I could recommend this to my friends as well. So I think you'll kind of hit both sides of the coin if you go into it with that approach.
Honestly, I don't really care if anybody promotes the product underneath me. I just know what I take is ketones. And I've had migraines for 15 years. And for whatever reason, the ketones take the migraines away. Like literally 110%. My life is completely different. I've been on disability. I've missed a whole shit ton of my kids' lives. And now all of a sudden this product is just like boom. But I can't say that. I can't
Right.
because it's a health claim. So I can't claim that the ketones improve your health in any way. So that hinders me, first of all. And then there in comes the whole, as soon as you say MLM, most people are like, no, thank
Yep.
you. You're gonna push me to sell it. I don't care if you sell it. I just want you to try it.
Question.
Right.
Question.
Yeah.
I've got a I see a lot of other good questions. We will definitely get to those, you guys. But something I want to ask: these ketones, are these things that you can buy in bulk, like for you to own?
You can only buy them from the one company.
Okay.
I assume there's different versions out. I know
Can
there's different versions out there,
can
but
you
this
buy as many as
version,
you want?
yes.
All right, check this out. Um, you might have to do some research on this, but if I were you, I got to be careful in how I say this, but
Yep.
like what one thing me and Nate teach is like how to pre-sale things, you know, whether it's
Mhm.
physical or digital, doesn't matter. You could do like a huge pre-sale on the whole premise of migraines. You don't have to say it like it's changed my life or things like that, but you can speak to people that have excruciating migraines, right? That's the biggest pain point. Hey, if you have excruciating migraines and they stop you from, you know, being present, being a parent, working, etc., you could pre-sell on it. And what I mean by is like you're pre-selling, you know, for these ketones. Let's say they're $20 as an example, and you want to pre-sell, you know, 100 of them. So there's 2 grand, right? You pre-sell, you get paid. Now you could put something together on how Kobe's, you know, her daily routine, how she uses these, how it's helped her, like your whole little routine. Now you pre-sale, you go and buy the $2,000 worth of ketones. Obviously, you want to make sure your profit margin is in there, etc.
Yeah.
But that's another way you could do it to where you can bypass the MLM side of it, if that makes sense. That's one way. So you might have to do some research on that, but that would remove you from, you know, having to sell to a team or whatever, if that makes sense.
I've done that. I sell like 5 and 10 day trials and stuff like that, and then mail them out to wherever you are in the country or whatever.
Right.
But if I break the rules and say something I'm not supposed to say, then I lose my membership in that company for life. So I have to be very careful about what I do and don't do. And I guess I haven't researched another company because this is the only brand I've tried. And I know there's other brands on Amazon, but this is what I tried, what I drink, and what has worked for me. So I'm just, your suggestions are very helpful. And I do have a group. So
Okay. Good. Perfect.
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm scrolling up, guys. 'Cause I
Do you have
saw
any tips on writing copy? That's one that, so copy is a fickle beast. You could literally go down rabbit holes of how to write copy and do all this. And if you're fairly early on in your journey and you're like thinking about copy, like kudos to you. It wasn't even something on my radar for a couple years into the game. One thing that really changed it for me was looking at different ways I could be specific. Specificity sells, right? Painting a picture in your content. And then 2, how can I flip what I'm doing or the content I'm creating or the content I'm writing to the consumer, right? Because you have to think about it from the person who's reading your offer doc, the person who's reading or watching some of your content. That's why they're watching it. They want something out of it. So anytime that you can make it about what they are going to get out of taking action on your piece of content, from going and joining your Facebook group, from having a conversation with you, it's about them. Right, that's the only reason they're going to follow the actions that you're giving them is they want something out of it, right? So any way that you can look at how can I make this about them? I used to have this little thing on my desk that said clarity before copy, which meant, say I was writing a Facebook post, then I would usually ask myself before I posted it, how can I make this any better about how they're going to interpret this? Right? Is there any way that I can make this about something they're going to get? Can I tie this example to a real world thing? Right? Because like if we could talk about doing $1,000 days online, a lot of people don't understand the feeling of making $1,000 days online versus if we can make an example of like cashing your paycheck at the bank. That's a feeling a lot of people have experienced, right? If you're looking for like a good book, would be How to Write Copy That Sells by Ray Edwards. It's a really good one. Obviously, it's not like it's gonna build with habit, right? You're gonna get better at copy if you are just looking at writing your first written piece of content. I honestly would not worry about writing this super compelling copy because you're going to overanalyze your content, right? Like it sounds counterintuitive, but if you're just starting, I would honestly just start treating your content, your written content, as like a journal. Talk about who you are, what you do, what you're doing, your life, your kids, your wife, your husband, whatever. Because once you start getting into a habit of actually writing content, then you can actually start analyzing what's like in the content itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, one of my little tricks for copy is like I just responded to that and dropped a little bit in there. Nate mentioned something that was golden. It's like folks are selfish. Like, let's be real. We're all not going to buy something unless it's going to, one, save us time and money, two, bring us time or money. Like we're all selfish people as humans. We want what we want. That's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. But as a marketer or as a business owner, we have the ability to kind of control that. So if I wanted to create like some compelling copy or say some amazing fucking words to cause people to do something that I wanted them to do, then I'm going to think about how I can hit them with dopamine. Two of the little lines that I put in that response are the most powerful things that you can put in your copy or say. So it's like, join this free training so you can see how to make your first 100 grand versus free training to make 100,000. Which one sounds better? Obviously the first one, because I made it about you. This is why all of you are here. Right? You guys took an action because you wanted to see how we did what we did so you can do it too. Does that make sense? This is how we have to think about it. Copy really isn't that hard. We just overthink things. That's another terrible trait that all of us humans have. We overthink shit to the point of where we don't do anything about it. Terrible, terrible shit, I know. So don't try and be perfect. Actually aim to be imperfect. Right? My videos sucked a bunch of donkey dicks when I first got going online. My post sucked so bad. All of my cover photos, they looked like I was straight out of salesmans.com. Like I just it was shit, guys. Right? Not even joking. But when it comes to copy, it's like, how can you hit people with dopamine? What do they want? How can you help them get it? What is the process look like that they can get it? And speak to that. You can go really deep on emotions. There's a good way and a bad way to hit emotions. If you're hitting emotions just for your own gains and not to, help people with their life, then you're not going to do well. But if you aim to hit people's emotions because you want to attract the people that you can truly help, that's for good reason. Me, I try to evoke as much emotion as possible because I really, really stand and am confident in what we teach and what we sell. Right? So I want to evoke as much emotion as I possibly can. So when I'm saying shit like, hey, if you're tired of working 60 hours a week and only able to, kiss your husband or wife for 5 minutes before you have to go to bed, you might want to listen to what I'm saying. Right? If you have to put your steel toes on at 5:30 every morning and your wife and your kids are still asleep, you might want to listen to what I'm saying. If you get your paycheck every Friday and it's gone by Saturday from all the bills that you pay, you might want to listen to what I'm saying. If you've bought into 17 different uh, business affiliate marketing programs and you haven't hit your return on your investment yet, and you are in the red, you might want to listen to what I'm saying. See what I'm doing there? I am hitting real-time emotions on shit that I know people are dealing with, right? If you drive to work every single day and you don't listen to the radio on some days because you are just thinking how you cannot make this drive, how many of you have had that thought? You got to think about where you were. You know, it might be months ago, it might be years ago. Like, I've asked, you know, I respect my elders so much. Like, if you're older than me, you're an elder to me. I I listen to older people because they've got so much fucking wisdom, right? I was pumping gas today. Give you a prime example. I'm an introvert and extrovert, so some days I'm like I love people, and other days I'm like I just can't be fucked with. But today I was in a good mood. I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk to people. So I pulled up to the gas pump. There's this guy. He might have been in his 70s if I had to guess. And I said, "Hey man, can I ask you a question?" He looks at me like I'm just crazy as hell. It's expected. And I asked him. I said, "You know, at the age you are in life right now, what's something you wish you would have did more of, knowing what you know now?" You know what he told me? He said, "I wish I hadn't have worked as much. I wish I would have spent more time with my 3 sons." That just gave my bald head chill bumps when I said that. That's what he told me though. He said, "I wish I wouldn't have worked as much and I would have spent more time with my 3 sons." That right there spoke volumes to me and let me know that I'm doing the right things because I am spending the most important time with my kids at their most vulnerable state because they're young. This is time I'm not going to get back, guys. I can't wait to go back home, and I hug my children probably a lot more than most parents. I tell them I love them multiple times a day because I want them to know that their daddy loves them. This is when you think this way, what's important to you is likely important to other people. I worked so damn much. I missed the first 2 years with mine. Right? What I do now, I am so fucking thankful that I pushed myself, even though it was hard, even though I lost money, even though I got fired. All this comes into my copy, guys. And it's easy for me because I've lived this shit. Right? The best person you can talk to in your content is you 6 months ago. You 12 months ago. What would you like knowing what you know now? You know, especially if you went through courses and things like that. What is something you wish you would have known in the beginning? Would you wish someone have told you that you don't need, you know, an expensive funnel? You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars a month for software that you don't know how to use, that you're going to pay out more than you make as a beginner. Would you have wanted someone to tell you that? Hey, you don't have to get ClickFunnels, right? Hey, you don't have to spend, you know, $1,000 on an LLC. You don't need a bunch of fancy shit. All you need is a Facebook and Messenger and a Facebook group. You can do everything from Facebook right now if you wanted to. What would you wish someone had told you or been more honest with you about? Write that in the most specific way possible, and your copy will be so fucking potent. That's the thing. Right? Like I'm looking at Eddie and Lindley here. Like these are two people I'd probably love to sit down with and have a conversation with because they are probably so full of wisdom because they've lived longer than I have. So I know that they can still teach me something. Right? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that helps with the copy, guys.
I can teach you how to hunt turkeys.
What's that, Eddie?
I can teach you how to hunt turkeys.
Hey, I'm a turkey hunter myself. I love turkey hunting.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yep, we sure did. That's kind of how we connected. See, that's something that me and Eddie had in common was being outdoorsmen. Like we like to hunt, right? So just share as much as you want. And one big thing I've seen me and Nate we realized over the last couple of years is like if you've got a mentor or there's a program or something you're in and they're like all you're supposed to talk about is business, you might want to run the other way because if all you're talking about is business, you're not going to attract the people that you really want to attract. I've had people buy from me just because I had pit bulls. It's like I know you're a good person because you got pit bulls. What you got? Right? I know you're a good person because you've said fuck in the last, 17 times in the last 30 minutes. I know you're a person that I want to work with. Right? You got to be yourself, guys.
Crazy concept when you think about it. Just be yourself and share who you are on the internet, and the relationships happen.
Yep.
A quick question about how do I sell physical products without coming across salesy? So I kind of want to flip your perspective on this a little bit. Being salesy isn't a bad thing. Selling products isn't a bad thing, right? Having things to sell to people is not a bad thing. You notice that we have products from $100 to $1,000 a month, and we will gladly chat with you guys about coming inside if you want to, right? Obviously, I'm not saying go out there and just be like, hey, I have this product, buy my shit, buy my shit.
Right.
But when you really focus on the solutions that you can help people solve, whether that's with a digital product, a physical product, it's not a bad experience, right? It doesn't have to be this desperation of, hey, I have this thing and I really need you to buy it. It can be a, hey, I have this thing that helped me do this, help me solve these problems, and I'd like to help you solve those same exact problems as well, right? When people ask us, how are we so confident in selling, $1,500 or $6,000 coaching packages? It's because we have conviction in what we're selling. We have belief. Right? That's what we mentioned in the beginning of this doc. You have to have conviction in what you're selling, belief behind in what you're doing. Otherwise, that's going to come across as just salesy, right? You're not really in it for anything beyond a sale, right? Yeah. I have so much confidence in making invitations to group juice because it's helped people produce huge numbers in their business, right? Way more money than I ever would have made in my entire life has came out of client success stories in group juice. Right? That's why I have so much confidence behind it. And it's because it's my baby that we created over the last couple of years.
Yep. And so I just saw Tiffany's comment. I'm going through the comments, and I want to give my opinion on what Nate just covered from the other comment. But Tiffany says, when I say those things, I don't feel genuine because I still have all those same problems I mentioned, and I haven't fully helped myself out of those problems. But that is the perfect recipe, and I'm gonna tell you why. I started at 0 too, guys. So did Nate, so did Ashley, so did Andy. Right? People. But see, I still get uncomfortable today when I post about things, especially the success that I've seen. Because I live in a small ass town. I'm telling you, when I say I've got folks that hate me right now, they just think Flip is just some rich ass fucking bald headed redneck that never leaves his house. Right? And they hate me because they see my truck that hardly ever leaves the driveway when they drive by to work every day. I've got so many haters. But I'm going to flip this on its head, like Nate would say. If you still have those problems, then you can really speak to them problems and talk about what you're doing to change it. I'm waiting. I'm hoping I run into my Facebook memories from 2020 because I wrote an accountability post when I started taking things serious. It was August 2020 when I made my accountability post when I sold my lawnmower and got the thing that changed my life. And I wrote down things that had not happened yet based on how I viewed them. It was things like, hey, I'm taking this serious. If you don't want to see me talk about, personal development, personal branding, sales, marketing, all the things that I'm learning, you should probably unfriend me now. I drew a line in the sand. So like if you're dealing with these problems, like I was still fired at that point and trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do for Christmas, right? 2 kids to eat every 10 minutes, no job, not barely making any income, all kinds of shit. Right? I could really speak to that stuff. Why? Because I was dealing with it. it's so relatable when you talk about things that you're going through. But see, how I was raised, my dad, I love him to death. I respect that man, but he grew up in a different era where like men don't show their emotions, men don't talk about their finances, men don't let it show when they're going through something. Versus my perspective on that is very different. I'm what people call a masculine man, right? But I also watch a cartoon with my daughters and cry like a little bitch. I'm that guy. Okay, I'm not afraid to say it. I feel people's emotions through videos, through text. I read a comment in group juice and lost my shit the other day. Right? I no longer view myself as the man that my dad was. So like I was telling someone the other day, I don't I love my dad. I respect him. He's taught me a lot. But I can't listen to the advice from my dad around business because I've done things he's never done. So if you're a person that's like, I don't feel genuine when I say that, I need you to flip it. That's a mindset thing. Like, I can't talk about things if I haven't fixed them yet. You can. Like, hey, here's what I'm going through. I'm not making the amount of money I want to make. I don't like where I'm at. So here's what I'm doing to fix it. It's going to take time. If you're going to follow me or read my post, here's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be sharing my entire journey from where I'm at now to when I fix this shit. And I want you to be a part of it if you're dealing with it too. Now, how empowering does that sound? I'm dealing with this. Here's what I'm doing to fix it. If you're dealing with it too, follow along. I'm going to document the entire process. You're inviting people to come along with you versus, hey, I've got some shit to sell you because my life sucks. Buy my shit. Right? Like, it's a big, big difference in inviting people to follow along because we can reach thousands and millions of people with one video. And that right there is like crazy to me still. So I'll challenge you to flip that, right?
Yeah, and you don't have the thing to think about is you don't have to be some end all be all experts to have success, sell products, or help people solve their problems. You literally just need to talk to people a couple of steps behind you, right? That's like in any of our products, you'll never hear us really talk about customer avatars or niches or branding colors or any of that stuff, because if you start speaking to somebody or speaking to yourself 6 months ago, what I mean by that is like where you were, what you were doing, problems you were facing, it allows you to stay extremely transparent in your business, but it also allows you to help people because you just went through that same shit. You just went through those problems. You just went through those things. You just were having those experiences, right? And this grows as you grow, right? Like if you haven't solved these problems yet, that's not a problem because when you do solve those problems, then you can help people solve them, right? Like it just grows as your business grows with you, right? You 6 months ago is your ideal customer. That's who you need to be speaking to in your content, right? Somebody 2 steps behind where you're at right now, and it will change, right? When I was first starting, I was talking to people that didn't know what online business is or like, and now it's more of like, hey, are you already making some money and you want help scaling to consistent 20K months? Then let's have a chat, right? Like it evolves with you, right? And I think that's a big thing that gets a lot of people hung up from taking the first step is they feel like they need to be an expert before they even start. That's not the reality of it. Nobody's a fucking expert when they start. My content sucked. I sucked. Some of my content still sucks, right? Like it's all part of the process.
I bought legendary from Nate when he sucked.
Exactly. See?
I wanna add something else to the person. I don't remember who it was, but they asked, how do you sell physical products? So I've had a lot of compliments for those that have been in my world for a long time. That's like, fuck, Flip can sell anything. So I'll use an example, one of the same ones that I used. I do this naturally now, guys. So like, how many of you like put a 1 in the chat if you might open your laptop while you're driving, or you like to use your laptop while you're sitting on the couch? Put a 1 in the chat if that's you, right? So I'm assuming there's going to be some, right? Okay. There you go. So I see a lot of ones. So if you're a person that travels, I'm gonna pick my laptop up now and try not to fuck stuff up, but I'm gonna show you this. So if y'all can, let me unblur my background real quick. One moment, guys. I'll really show y'all. I'll turn this off so y'all can see. So y'all see my lap right here? I've got this little table. It folds up and fits in a backpack, right? So if you're a person that travels a lot, or you want to have more comfort while you're sitting on your couch or wherever you want to sit on your front porch in that rocking chair or your swing, whatever, wherever you want to sit, and you use your laptop a lot. This is very comfortable. It's easily folds up. It's got legs on it that fold up, can adjust. It can be put on a tabletop. It can be used as a standing desk, all that, right? So if you don't have one of these, you definitely need one if you want to be more comfortable and, work wherever you want. And what I just said. Now, did anything I just said there, did that sound salesy? No. Why? Why did it not sound salesy? Can anyone tell me that?
You were showing us how to solve our problem.
There it is. That's it, guys. That's how you can sell anything without being salesy. And you can,
I went to college and got a marketing degree. That's the only reason I know that.
right. And then Chris's comment, because it was authentic, right? So it's going to be really, really difficult for you to sell something that, one, you don't have or have personally bought and used. Two, if you're not like truly sold on the thing yourself and you really believe in it, right? Those two things right there will stop you from making any kinds of money selling anything, right? If you go to a job interview and you really don't want that fucking job, are you going to sell yourself to get that job? No. No, you're not going to be yourself either, right? It's like the reason that sounded good is because one, I did market research before I even talked about it. I got y'all to drop a 1 in the chat. You can do this with your content too, right? So I got y'all to tell me, yeah, I like sitting on the couch with my laptop. Yeah, I pull out my laptop when I'm driving. Hell yeah, I want to use the Wi-Fi at Starbucks, right? This is why my camera isn't shaky, because I use this table everywhere. Folds up, I take it on our vacations. I use it every day. And I showed y'all how it worked, what it looked like, what it's done for me, how much more comfortable it is. Now be honest with me here. How many of y'all have already bought one from the last time I talked about it? Or how many of you want one now? There you go. It's on my Amazon storefront, guys, if you want to get one. Right?
Change your name to Rachel.
I just pulled a red wine Rachel on that. But yeah, like seriously, don't go buy it. It was just an example. Okay. But you see, look, Shelby, she bought one right now. Yeah, see, Stephanie Marie, she's looking for one right now because I just showed it. All right. I could probably drop my Amazon storefront in this chat right now, which I'm not gonna do, by the way. You would see all the cool shit that I have. See, Stephanie wants me to, right? I will find it, right? That's my point. If you're authentic and you really truly believe in the shit that you're selling, whether it's a physical product, a digital product, or an affiliate offer, if you truly believe in it and you're sold on it yourself, you'll naturally be able to sell it.
Yep.
Because you won't have to try that hard. Yeah. Great questions too, guys. I really hope that, I know we didn't charge y'all for this today, and I know y'all are probably sad about it because you probably wanted to give us money and stuff, but I really hope y'all got a lot of value from it, honestly.
I'll just vouch to say that this is what grape juice is like every week. The trading call, awesome. And it goes on for about this long, and it's amazing.
Thank you, Courtney.
You're very welcome.
I love it. I love it. And I'll grab it just because you guys asked. So give me 1 second. I'll see if I can figure out how to do it, just so y'all can see it.
So do you recommend Amazon storefronts? Yeah, you can definitely. Like, it's not something we talk about a lot in the front end of our business. We do both do Amazon, right? We sell products as Amazon influencers. We are bigger on personal brands, other stuff like that. But that's not to say you can't make money with it, right? We both actively make money with Amazon influencer, but it's not the main focal point of our business, right?
Right.
So, I mean, if you're looking to make cash in doing stuff like that, then yeah, it could be a good route. But we would usually encourage most to still build personal brands in unison with that, right? It's a good idea, always a good idea to mix and melt opportunities and entrepreneurship ventures and stuff like that. So it can be a good play, but also not to spread yourself thin at the same time, which I know sounds kind of contradictory to what I just said. If you're fairly early on, I would probably get focused on one model, one strategy, one venture, because I feel like a lot of people try to diversify their businesses too quick. This is something that I did for a long time. It was do this. I was doing a blog. I was doing organic Facebook. I was doing TikTok. I was doing all these different things, very like subpar, and my results showed for that, right? And what I mean by that is I wasn't getting a lot of results. Once I got extremely focused, extremely hyper focused on one thing, then my business really blew up and then started melting in other pieces as my business was growing, right? But not to take away from the last thing I just built or the last thing I was doing, right? Kind of maintaining some form of congruency.
Yeah. And Nate just nailed it. Like we've really wanted to talk about like other things that we do, but we've been very conscious of like our brand. What's the word I'm looking for? Our brand appearance. We do a lot of things behind the scenes that we don't talk about because it's not in alignment with like our main message. But me and Nate, we've been doing the Amazon stuff all year. So we've just been silently building results, right? Like I've made thousands of dollars without doing a whole lot of work. Some of the easiest money I've ever made. Now, I'll throw one selfish plug in here. At some point, probably very soon, in the next week or so, me and Nate are launching something brand new. It's going to be very cheap. It's going to be a monthly thing. And that's all I'm going to say, because that's not what today is about. But I will give you guys some quick tips on CTAs and call to actions in your content via written and your videos. Do not expect anyone to know what you want them to do at any given time. Do not expect them to know what your offer is at any given time, right? So just like right now, because a few of you sent me direct messages saying, I want to see your storefront, and then some of y'all put it in here publicly. I want to drop this down. So here's a real-time example. I'm going to put this link in the chat, and you'll have to copy and paste it because I don't think it'll be clickable, but it might. So you can copy and paste it or click it. This is going to take you to my Amazon storefront. We don't have that many videos up there because I did this for my wife. But what you'll be able to do is click on it. You'll get to see our setup. It's nothing fancy, nothing crazy. My wife does this. She does this more. I got into this for my wife. Okay. Because one, no offense, ladies. My wife can buy shit on Amazon 24/7 if I let her. Right? So I said, we're going to take all this shit your ass buying from Amazon and we're going to get paid back for it. All right. That was the whole reason. I wanted my wife she wanted to contribute because, I'm the breadwinner and all that, fun stuff. So I said, here's how you can do that. Right? Let's take your shopping sprees and turn that shit into income. So like prime example, we bought a pool this year on Amazon. I think the pool was like $1,500 altogether. And that pool's paid for itself more than once. Like we basically got a free pool and then we got paid to put the pool up. It's pretty cool, right? So I sent that. But like Nate said, we don't talk about it much. But this new thing we're doing, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah. Flip, I will be in touch. Are you on Facebook under Group Juice or Flip Moss? If you open today's training document, you can find, you can reach out directly to either one of us. If somebody else sent you to this training, I want to be clear. If somebody else sent you to this training with us, please reach back out to them, not us. Because if you end up coming and joining us inside Group Juice, we want them to be compensated because they brought you here. So make sure you reach back out to whoever sent you this training. As Flip mentioned too, they might have extra bonuses, secret sauce for you, additional trainings. So if you came here through somebody else, reach out to them, reach back out to them. Otherwise, you can hit either one of us up below on the training document. Flip, me, either or.
And to be even more transparent, if you guys message me, like my notifications look like this every day. Like it's ridiculous how many notifications I get. This is like messages, TikTok notifications. Like that's how my phone looks, like all day, every day. So be patient. If you do message me or Nate, we will get back to you. But I am on Flip Moss. If you search Flip Moss, you should be able to find me. It's a picture of me, my wife, my 2 kids is my profile picture. That's my personal Facebook profile page. But you can definitely message me through the link in the doc today. And if you do just want to chat to me or Nate, still let us know who brought you to the training, because we do have the ability to grab, you know, their affiliate links and stuff if that's what you want to talk about. But we do hit everybody back personally. It just takes us a little bit of time, because like right now I've got a shit ton of DMs just from being on this call for, you know, however long it's been. But if you guys got any more questions, drop them. If you guys don't, we really respect y'all's time and thank y'all for allowing us to have your attention going through everything with the internet shenanigans and the connections and stuff like that. If you guys do me a big favor before you guys go or have any more questions, this is a personal ask, and hopefully you don't mind. But one, could you let us know in the chat if today was worth your time? And two, if you had to put a price on today, what was it worth to you? Did you have any gold nuggets? Are we pieces of shit? Do we suck? Are we stupid? Like, you can put all that if you want. But whatever. Like, just be honest with us and let us know if this was worth your time.
And we will be rolling these out. Like, obviously, we're going to be doing these every month. You know, we're going to be doing every third Friday. Had to move it a little bit this month because the internet stuff, which obviously I wasn't able to avoid. If you guys have been here the whole time, you were privy to that. That was one of the reasons behind pushing it back a week. But we didn't avoid it anyway. So we will be kicking this off again next month. Obviously, you guys are more than welcome to come hang out with us again. We will be covering something very similar. It will be different, obviously, because we're kind of off the cuff. We just talk and be ourselves. And yeah, we will be doing it again in September.
Sweet. I appreciate you guys. I really hope y'all have a kick-ass weekend. If you're in Group Juice already, hit the questions thread or drop in a group if you need any help with anything. If you're not, we're hoping that we'll see you in there at some point. And if you got any questions about Group Juice, hit the person that brought you here or reach out to me and Nate. We got you covered. And hope you'll have a great weekend. Go do something fun, hang out with your friends, hang out with your family, do something that you love, disconnect a little bit, and hope your time was worth it today. We love you guys, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
Boom sauce.